Obama started bashing Trump today, and instantly everyone noticed something was seriously wrong with him. Hope this isn't contagious. Obama is at it again, working on dividing the country just a bit more. It's bad enough the media has become unhinged and fake. Do we need Obama, of all people, interfering with the government? As if he hasn't done enough damage as it is? His list of damage to the United States goes on and on, almost 8 years of destruction, and now the United States is divided like never before. He got the country so far in debt, he almost doubled it at 19 trillion. He allowed and empowered groups like Black Lives Matter to run amok. He always wanted more gun control and take away the rights of law-abiding citizens to be able to own firearms. He wouldn't even announce who the United States was at war with, referring to the Islamic State. He has made dangerous deals, one, for example, the uranium deal with the Russians, yet now with a Republican president, everyone is talking about Russia, but ignored that fact. Second, the world's most dangerous, irresponsible deal in the history of mankind, the Iranian nuclear deal, giving billions of American dollars to a regime that calls for the destruction of America on a regular basis. He gave more leeway to this same regime and has no problem building nukes. Obamacare was another fail in his legacy that President Trump is trying to fix. Watch Obama and see if you can spot what's wrong with him.
Back on the campaign trail for the first time of division in the White House.
Some of the politics we see now, we thought we put that to bed. I mean, that's folks looking 50 years back. It's the 21st century, not the 19th century.
He's stuttering.
Newark was just the first stop of the day for Obama. He then had voters feel about Donald Trump's first year. To a crowd of 7,000, Obama slammed the current political climate.
If you have to win a campaign by dividing people, you're not going to be able to govern them. You won't be able to unite them later.
For Obama's supporters who waited in long lines, the former president is sorely missed. And he's doing a great job in his new role.
Yeah, right. Barack Obama is one of the most divisive presidents in U.S. history. Easily, after Obama, our race relations are worse than they have ever been. Barack Obama, some of the politics we see now, we thought we put that to bed. I mean that folks looking 50 years back, it's the 21st century. I can't do it. Obama needs to start reading his damn speeches. He can't even read them off a teleprompter without stuttering and stammering like a squirrel on steroids. It's crazy that this man has the gall to attack anyone for being divisive. A little more about Obama's failings via CNS News. Let's take a look at President Obama's economic legacy. The Washington Examiner opines on President Obama's remarkable claim that he saved the world economy. President Obama wants to be remembered for being the savior of the American and global economies. There are things I'm proud of, he said, citing Obamacare, then added, saving the world from a Great Depression that was pretty good. Not so fast. Looking at the economy's anemic numbers, the editors are less than impressed. Obama will end 8 years in office without presiding over a thriving economy of the sort America enjoyed in the past. It also suggests that even the mediocre growth of recent years depended on high oil prices, which have collapsed by more than half. This is the bitter fruit of creationist economics, the erroneous belief that government activities can somehow conjure new wealth and value. The Wall Street Journal is similarly dour about Obama's economic legacy. When did Americans decide that 1% or 2% economic growth is acceptable? that puny wage increases are inevitable, and that we should all merely shrug and get used to the country's diminished expectations. The first quarter is further evidence of what has been the weakest economic expansion in the post-war era. All of this continues the slower pace of this entire expansion that began nearly 7 years ago. Each year has had a similar GDP dip, and growth has never exceeded 2.5%. Since 2010, the American economy hasn't grown by more than 3%. Since 2005, at a 3.3%, the longest such stretch of malaise that we can find in the Bureau of Economic Analysis tables going back to the 1930s. Faster growth is possible, but it will take better policies. In a column for Bloomberg, Narayana Kocherlakota looks at what happened and compares it to what CBO projected would happen. It's not hard to see why many people are disappointed with the performance of the economy during Obama's time in office. In January of 2009, at the beginning of Obama's first term, the nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office issued a 10-year forecast for the U.S. economy, including such indicators as unemployment, gross domestic product, the budget deficit, government debt and interest rates. The unemployment rate has come closest to expectations. Elsewhere, the story is less positive. Total income growth in the U.S. has fallen well short of expectations in both nominal and inflation-adjusted terms. The federal budget deficit, still much larger than the CBO forecast in 2009, as is the ratio of government debt to GDP. Even with all these failures, he still can't seem to stay out of politics and trying to meddle in elections across the country. Then again, he did meddle with Israel's election, so I'm not surprised he is not finished with America. I hope President Trump will remain vigilant along with his administration. They are doing an outstanding job within the short amount of time in office. Lots of accomplishments are being made and promises are being set. Keep up the great work, Mr. President. And they actually left the country in bankruptcy after Obama left, and they expected Trump to clean it up. I mean, it's very difficult because, you have everybody going against President Trump at this point, Congress and everybody else, because Congress has been compromised, do you see? And so what do you expect? $21 trillion went missing from the Army industrial complex. $21 trillion is missing through Obama. He doubled the debt to over $19 trillion in all the past presidents, and these idiot liberals are following along with this idiot. I mean, really? He destroyed the country as best he could in the 8 years he was in office. I'm so glad to see him go, and I hope the next step is prison. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and again, thank you so much for watching.